Okay, so as I said also that agriculture, then services and manufacturing industries, they play a vital role and they are participating, and these are the major sectors where India has done very good. Okay, so we are playing a vital role, so that you have to focus on agriculture. Agriculture is the backbone, and economic development in India, it still depends on these various sectors. Which are the various sectors? Just let's just circle this. So economic development, so that is agriculture, then services and manufacturing. So now also if you see that economic development in India still depends on these various sectors that constitute the entire Indian economy, and that is agriculture, manufacturing industries and service industries. Okay, so service industry, so yes, we have to also focus on service industries where people are working, so that is also very important. So service industry, so this is number one. Then two, if you talk about, yes, this is two, and this is three. Okay, so now as I said also, let's just tell you about, now let's talk with the, go to the next topic, that is the meaning of economic development. So understanding the Indian economy, you have to know the meaning of economic development. So just let me wrap this and quickly let's write the meaning of economic development. Okay, so economic development means economic growth, okay, with the desired changes in the distribution of national income and other technical, okay, so technicalities are also there. So other technical, so what type of technical, like IT sector, so these are also technical. So and other technical and institutional changes. Okay, so this is the meaning of economic development, if you can see on the screen. So it is an economic growth with the desired changes. So according to your changes, you want that the distribution of national income should increase, and and definitely it will increase when your technology also increases and institutions are more, infrastructure. So so it means what does it mean? So it means in the efficiency of the factors of production. So let me write down what does it mean. So it means, in short, so let me write down my points so it will understand. First, it means efficiency of the factors of production. So factors of production is land, labor and capital. So everybody knows about this, and entrepreneur. Then also, yes, better techniques of production. So better techniques of production. Okay, then positive changes, yes, there must be positive attitude, is very important. So positive changes in attitude, the society should change, society should be more broad minded. Okay, attitude towards the work and life. Okay, so life also should be okay. And yes, we also have to give importance, the very very important thing is non agriculture sectors. So we only cannot depend on agriculture, we also have to give importance on non agriculture sectors. So this is the meaning of economic development, where it means the efficiency of the factors of production, the better techniques of production, positive changes in an attitude towards work and life, and there must be importance on non agriculture sector. So this is very important. So let us make it as a formula so that you remember this better. Okay, so what do we have here? So economic growth is equal to, or rather not equal to, rather I'll write plus changes is equal to economic development. So this is very important, students, so you will remember this a lot. So economic growth and giving you changes, when you add this both, you will get economic development. So this is much easy for you to remember, and you will always remember this. Okay, and now you will know that only economic growth will not do, because if you remember in the first chapter I said that growth can be positive or negative, but it has to have something changes where it has to be some, you have to add positivity. Now what was the positivity? I already told you. So that is like, you have to efficiency of the factors of production should be increased. There must be better techniques of production. There must be increase in the importance of non-agriculture. Your work attitude should change. There must be positive changes in attitude towards your work and life. So that is why I'm saying that economic growth along with the changes will finally give you economic development. Okay, so now we will start with little bit of history of India, okay, or of history of Indian economy. So let us just rub this, and this is very interesting, so let's read about it. So let me write down here the history of Indian economy. So when you're talking about the history of Indian economy is, it's big. India was a large country and still is a large country, and it has a very ancient history and modern history. So it's having a huge civilization from a long time. And that is why, the history of Indian economy also can be broadly divided into 3 phases. So it is, rather, let me write down here, phases divided. So what is the first phase? Pre-colonial. The second phase is colonial, and the third one is post-colonial. Okay, so these are very important because you have to remember also. So these are the 3 phases which will, you have to remember also. And so when you're comparing, so phases, if you see, the pre-colonial India was in very bad shape. Okay, and all the Britishers, they had taken everything, and they used their selfish motives for production and manufacturing. They only manufactured the goods which they felt were fruitful for their country. Okay, so they did the transportation also because of their own motives. Okay, and so pre-colonial was also very and colonial phase was worse, but pre-colonial was very good. So if you talk about this, because there the Maharajas and Rajas, they used to really love, and India was a very rich country that time. India was very rich in its resources and silk and gold. So we were very good in export. Once the colonial British came and they literally spoiled the resources, the entire economy, the capital, there was no national income, there was no per capita income, there was nothing. So no calculation was happening. Okay, post-colonial, we literally struggled. Okay, so if you say, because after 1947 it was a very bad phase, so we went down here. Then 1950 to 60 was a very bad phase. We were suffering from lots of problems. And then from 1960, because the evolution of green, so if you say the Indian economy changed, from 1960, and then again from 1980s, 88, it changed, because the liberalization, privatization and globalization policy was introduced. And actually, if you say, India changed from 1991, okay, and it has given a massive jump from 1950. Okay, so now let us just see the comparison between China economy and India. Okay, so let's just rub this so that you will understand this better. Okay, so now if you compare the parts of GDP here, so let me write down here. Okay, so let me first write India. Okay, and here we write China. Okay, so let me first talk about the GDP. So if you talk about the GDP growth, so this, because both the civilizations are old, both the countries have large history in them. Okay, so this is 6.7 7 and this is 9.1. Okay, if you talk about the per capita also, it is something around, in dollars let me say, 1016. Here in dollars it is 6100. So you can see the comparison here. Inflation also, if you talk about that, how much is the prices increasing. So inflation is from 7 to 8%. Okay, and there is no inflation in China. In fact, it is very much controlled. So minus 1.2. Okay, labor. What about labor force? So if you talk about the labor force also, it is 52.3 million. Okay, and yes, the labor force in China is more, so more people are working, so it is 807, and that is why you can talk about how the development is taking place. And the last one we will talk about is unemployment. So unemployment is 6.8 in India, and in China it is 4.3. So now when you're seeing the comparison, you can understand what is the reason behind it, and it's only because, as you know, China's GDP is in high, per capita income is very high, 6 times more. Inflation also, it's well controlled. Okay, labor force is more. So what is the key? Is that they are having more jobs, more of people are working, and that is why unemployment is also less. If you talk about India, the unemployment is more. Okay, so now what are the challenges of Indian economy? So let us see. So yes, you can see that, compared to our neighboring nation, there are a lot of challenges that India is facing. So let me just rub this. Okay, so, and let me write here, challenges for India. Okay, so there are 4 challenges, very major challenges. So let me just draw a diagram for you, so that is more important. So the first challenge is poverty. Okay, then the challenge is employment. Okay, population is also a very big problem. So population explosion. Yes, urban rural divide. So if you talk about this, so these are the challenges. So these are the major 4 challenges, very, very important challenges which India is suffering from a long time. So this poverty is like literally killing, because and so this is a major problem, poverty, and the reason is because of population. Our population, we are not being able to control, and that is why there are no jobs, and hence it is unemployment. And just because there are no jobs in the rural sectors, no government intervention of the rural sectors, no businesses happening, no jobs are happening, industries are also dying, and that is why rural areas, people are not developed, and mostly people are staying in the urban areas. And now the problem is, when they come to the urban areas, they become more poor. Okay, so they sell the land in rural and they come to urban, but they are not being able to pay or buy any product with that level of money. Because what happens is, they think that urban, you will get job and all, but when you see about the inflation rate, urban sector, it is much higher, prices are much higher, so they are not being able to earn, and in fact they become more poorer when they come to urban places or cities. Okay, so this is a vicious circle, guys. It is like a repeat thing. Okay, and everything is interrelated. Poverty is interrelated to unemployment, and poverty is happening because population is increasing, and that the rural urban divide is also a big thing. So in rural areas, the concentration is more on the rural areas. Still people of, most of the 80% of the people in India are staying in the rural areas. Okay, so that is why there is no mixture, because the thing is, jobs are less, and and mostly rural areas, people are focusing on agriculture. Now agriculture industry or the sector is not well done. We are still struggling. We are going with the old techniques. Okay, and that is the big problem. So that's a major problem. So let us take the first one, that is poverty. Okay, so we will discuss this one by one. Okay, so let's just rub this. Okay, so we will discuss the first major challenge, and that is poverty. Now, what is poverty? So it is a situation in which a person is unable to get minimum basic necessities of life, like food, clothing, and shelter, for her or his living,